My next guest is going to be taking on Renata Souza coming up here at UFC 252 on August 15th. It is Ashley Yoder back here on the program. Ashley, how's it going?
It's good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. It's great to talk to you. It's been a bit since we've seen you in the cage. And of course, we've had COVID-19 come into play. How has that impacted you and your training?
Training, I don't think it's impacted me. The stress of like if things are going to change every other day, even with our jobs and, everything with the changing of circumstances is the only thing that really worries me. So, I've been training really hard and ready to fight. So I just want it to happen. So making sure we're staying right on point with everything and just hopefully that the world doesn't get another crazy turn and everything gets shut down again. So.
I'm sure actually just getting a fight, there must be like a sense of relief because I know there's a lot of uncertainty when the UFC, wasn't able to do the 249 card and they had to move stuff back. Like, were you kind of worried that it might be a while before you were going to fight again?
Yeah, just because, there are still people that aren't able to train. There are people, especially, you already take the circumstances of a normal situation of everyone being healthy and ready to go. And then you mix in this. So now all those people are taken away and it's still, hard to get those 115ers, that's why you see all these people. It's crazy. These people are making some good money that are able to fight back to back that are staying healthy in different weight classes. So I think it's a blessing that we get to not only get to compete, I get to compete back in Vegas again, finally.
Yes, which is not, you don't have to go all the way to Yas Island or anything like some of these fighters where it's really long travel time, which is good. Let's talk about your last fight. Obviously, things didn't go your way against Randa Marcos. A split decision, though, pretty close fight. What did you learn the most from that one that you're going to bring into this matchup?
That was the furthest I've ever been away from home. 17-hour flight there, time difference. We had a lot of issues with the corner and coaching and who was going to be there and getting my coaches there. So it was a close fight. It was, a new experience for me overall. I thought my wrestling and my ground was there. I just kind of lacked on my stand-up. So I've really been focusing on everything, no matter what, whoever you face. I think one of the biggest eye-openers for me is, I still have always focused on everything, but I definitely put a lot of time and effort just with the opponent change and sticking with like the grappling and the ground and kind of neglecting as much stand-up as I needed to still fix. I'm always working on everything, and it was something that this camp, I've really focused on every single thing. So you'll see the best Ashley I think there is yet. So.
And I know your last fight was a couple months ago, or it was a while ago, actually, I should say. Financially, has that been tough, or I guess you just sort of rely on your savings and everything from fighting and all that?
I save pretty well. It's, even with COVID, and I still have another job that, I work at the gym. So, they still haven't paid me for my unemployment during the times that we were off. So, it's always still a stress. Like I'm always wanting to make sure I have like that comfort so I don't have to ask my dad or anything to help, because that would be like deathbed kind of stuff that I would do. So, if it's worst case scenario, if I ever got in a position I'd have to get another job, I would. So thankfully, I'm pretty decent with saving money and making sure that I have that, because I have 2 dogs, and you never know with puppies, like when something could go wrong and you got that $5,000 vet bill. So
yeah, I have that. I actually have that with my cat. I got to go take he chipped his tooth. I got to go get the tooth taken out. It's going to be like $1,000. So it's not cheap, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like a child.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So, I mean, because stuff can happen with pets. You never know what's going to happen. Like, I don't even know how he chipped it. I think he like jumped on the fence and hit his head or something, but that's what I'm assuming. Cause like, how does a cat chip a tooth? Doesn't make any sense. So
I don't know, but we need video.
Yes, I know. I want, that's the other disappointing part. I at least could have seen like what happened. That would have been cooler. But anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about your opponent here, Renata Souza. What do you know about her? How do you feel like you match up against her here?
I mean, she's a very well-rounded opponent. I think, she has the stand-up style. She's a great grappler. I'm excited about it. I love girls that want to come fight, and she's definitely one of those that wants to fight. So I think it's going to be a really fun fight for the fans again. And if you know me, I just love putting on a performance. So like I said, I'm working on every aspect, even things that you wouldn't think I'd be working on. I'm in CSA right now with Combat Sports with Coach K and the girls up here for the week. Just, I've been working on literally training with him almost every day during quarantine on Zoom. So I'm just, getting a different look on like my stand-up, getting a different look on getting entries for takedowns and, just everything. So I'm just trying to really focus on just being a better fighter.
Now, it seems like you do a lot of cross training, or maybe I'm mistaken, but I know that obviously your home base has always been Team Quest. Like, are you like I see you going training a little bit with like I think it was San Diego Combat Academy as well. You mentioned CSA. Like, how are you structuring your camp for this fight? Because I know you do some cross training.
I always will be a Team Quest girl. The problem is there's no other Team Quest girls, so you have to be able to get those trainings on the outside. And I've been have good relationships with SDCA, and they have great girls that will come and help. It's like a second family. So it's just anytime that I can get that extra help and, just give me an outside look. I just celebrated my 9th year at Team Quest. So I think it's always good. I have some amazing coaches. They're the best in the world, but you always need that, outside look and see things that maybe just give you kind of like me a new energy. Like you got focus on something different, focus on, and then when you focus on other things, you can see why certain things in the past weren't working. So it's just getting a new look, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that people are very welcoming to me and bringing me in and just guiding me, because I'm literally an intern on the job, so I'm always trying to learn, and I have still so much to learn. So I'm just trying to get better.
Who would you say some of your main training partners are? Like, are there certain women that you train with a little bit more than others?
Honestly, I have a couple of girls from SDCA, like Ashley Cummings comes up still. I've trained, Lima, I've trained with, there's a couple of girls that, never went pro, but tough girls. So, I have a lot of little guys. It's funny. I was just telling someone I have like a really young, kid at my jiu-jitsu academy that my coach will refer to his guard as like a girl guard. And he's like, he's just a young boy, but he weighs 130. I'm 125. So he's perfect size for me. And, he's very flexible. So he's like, it's just kind of like a joke in the gym. I'm like, I'm over here beating up a child trying to get, like good training partners. But, I've worked with so many, Liz, I've worked with girls that are bigger, girls that are smaller. It's a good field just to get females though, because we're so much different than males, and guys can make you tough. But girls are very flexible and they do stuff that's unorthodox. So it's important that I got that too. So I'm getting a lot of training.
Yes, no, which is good. And like you mentioned, getting different looks as well. So you'll get, if you're in those different situations in the fight, you'll sort of be prepared for it, because you are getting a variety in terms of your training. The weight cut, has that process started already as far as getting down to 115, or does that happen closer to fight time?
Man, I'm already 125.
Nice.
I eat pretty healthy in general. I've been with Evolve. They've been making my meal preps this time around, and my weight's already we're almost 4 weeks out and I'm 125. That's, I remember there's a point in my career that my coaches would beg me to be 125 when I left fight week. So, we're really good on weight, and I think I have it dialed in. And that's just one less stress you have to worry about when you do it right and you just stay healthy. So that's kind of where we're at on that point. So yeah, that's the least of our worries right now.
Good. And who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
As of right now, my coach, my jiu-jitsu coach who's always with me, Ricardo Feliciano. And then the other two are going to be someone new. So we'll see how it goes and figure it out when we get
TBA.
there. Yeah, TBA.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. We'll look forward to it. How do you see the fight playing out on the 15th? You feel like you're going to win, obviously, but how do you see it unfolding?
Man, I just feel like it's going to be a very fun fight. I'm not sure, you never know. Someone might come out doing something unorthodox, but I do know, as of all my fights, it's going to not be one that you're just going to be like, get off the ground. We're going to be all over the place. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's where I pride myself is the action. I like a lot of action, and I know that my opponent will be the same. So it will be a lot of fun, whether it's on the ground or standing.
Obviously, we talked about it there. You haven't fought in a while. I imagine you're looking for sort of a quick turnaround after this one, if all goes well and you're healthy and everything.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Put me back in there. Just take a shower, rebraid my hair, and get me right back in there.
Nice. Okay. And obviously during the quarantine, you've had a little bit of extra time. Any new hobbies, watching any new TV shows, anything like that, or picked up anything new during the quarantine?
Yeah, man. I started an apocalypse garden, and it's actually crazy. I have tomatoes. I didn't even know what a lemon cucumber was. A lemon cucumber, green beans, jalapenos, zucchinis. I've been actually really surprised that I've kept it alive, but yeah, it's going strong. And maybe I planted too many plants, but hey, they're all living and thriving. So I'm excited.
Ashley, always appreciate the time. Best of luck on August 15th. In the meantime, if you got any sponsors or social media you want to plug, anything like that, the floor is yours.
Man, I just really want to thank my management, Iridium Sports. Meal Prep is Evolve, my chiropractor, Dr. Toy, and my strength and conditioning coaches, Dynamic. Of course, my team and my coaches, Ricardo Feliciano at Checkmat, and Team Quest, of course, Dan Henderson. I'm just very grateful for the opportunity to still be fighting the UFC, and hopefully it will be one of the best fights on the card. It's a stacked card, so it's going to be hard, but I'm definitely, no matter what kind of competition, I'm definitely going to bring my best A game. So thank you so much for having me.